Greetings. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to visit my channel. My name is Kelly. Make no mistake about it. Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, Election Day was a big gut punch to those that believe in democracy, the rule of law, and the freedom of choice. The gut punch wasn't delivered by MAGA. It was delivered by the approximately 10 million voters that came out for Joe Biden in 2020, but decided to stay home for Harris in 2024. It was a gut punch because we, and when I say we, I mean those that believe in democracy, the rule of law, and the freedom of choice, honestly felt to the core that our fellow Americans would never allow Trump to see the inside of the Oval Office again. And they would continue to repudiate MAGA. And they would never allow Project 2025 to see the light of day. We were wrong. These 10 million voters, or more accurately, pieces of shit, will be the number one reason if American democracy does in fact die. Many in the mainstream media and social media will make excuses for them, citing the Biden administration's handling of Israel-Palestine, that the Democrats didn't have a primary and Harris was forced on them, or something untrue such as the economy was bad. All of this is total bullshit, because these pieces of shit knew full well what another Trump presidency would bring to America, and they decided to let it happen. The sad part is, we will never know who they are, because they could be anyone among us. But rest assured, they will be the ones lying to your face when things start going downhill, saying they voted while crying over the hardships they now face. As I said, if American democracy does in fact die, these 10 million pieces of shit will be the number one reason why. Why, you ask? Because they knew better. But that was on Tuesday. And what's done is done. Now it's time to get over our delusions so we may plan and prepare to be defiant once Trump takes over. It is important for us to get over our delusions and to understand what they are. We will hear them all throughout the months, days, and years come by. You know, I had someone tell me that it's going to be okay. I would say that's a delusion. We all know what's going to happen the first month with Trump's presidency. He's going to strip every single government agency that would resist what he does. He's going to tool the Department of Justice to be his Department of Justice. It's not going to be okay. We also have to be concerned about the fact that perhaps 2024 was the last free and fair election. Who's to say what's in store to ensure that Trump, MAGA, and Project 2024 remains? Because they won't be able to build their utopia in 2 or 4 years. It's going to take time. And in order for it to happen, they have to remain in power. And to remain in power, that means they have to rig elections. So we have to be mindful of that. It will probably happen. It's not going to be okay. Needless people are going to suffer. The LGBTQ community will have it suffered. Anybody a minority will have some suffering. When they cut down social safety nets over time, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, Affordable Care Act, people become sick, poverty goes up. These are the things that America allowed happen. It's not going to be okay because we're in for a fight. Another delusion that people have is that the military will not be used against the people. Really? I wouldn't be surprised if Trump appoints someone like Mike Flynn, who's all MAGA and who has no problem doing Trump's bidding. Once he's done shaping the military to what Trump wants, you don't think there's going to be some overzealous commanders and soldiers that won't do his bidding? Say the first law is against the LGBTQ community and there's protests. Donnie makes a phone call. Donnie makes a phone call to Flynn. Flynn sends over a bunch of goons. And guess what? They're not going to have any problems shutting that shit down, even if it means by force. So yes, expect there will be times when the military will be used against the citizens of this country. One of the other delusions, the oath is through the Constitution, not through Trump. That's now wrong. It's now over. Trump is going to demand full loyalty, and the loyalty oath will be to him. And he will make sure that the people are in place to make that happen. Sure, they might put their hand on the Bible and say the words that they swear an oath to the Constitution, but that's all going to be a dog and pony show. The real oath will be to Donald Trump. The Constitution doesn't mean anything to Trump, MAGA, or people of 2025, Project 2025. The oath will be to Trump. Another delusion. Democrats are planning to fight back. Nope. Democrats are weak. We all know that. We all know that. The Democrats that we have in time now are out of time. There were Democrats that were great for the 90s during Bill Clinton eras, where messages of hope and resolve resonated and were for that time. And they're all not equipped for what's about to happen. I know Elizabeth Warren got reelected, and I read her little write-up. Yep, that's all 1990 shit. We cannot expect Elizabeth Warren to be the vile, vindictive bitch that we need in government right now. She will give speeches and press conferences, but it's all dated. Not good for this time. Same goes for Chuck Schumer as the Democratic Majority Leader. Yeah, he is not equipped for this time. Democrats cannot fight. They're all in it for themselves, and the party needs a total makeover. Now, for the record, I was a Republican, and I came an independent. There was no way I could become a Democrat. But with that said, in a two-party system, we that do believe in democracy, the rule of law, and the freedom of choice need to reshape the Democratic Party to fight for those ideals that will be ready to do it. And the final delusion is that it's about MAGA and Trump, and that's wrong. It's not about MAGA, it's not about Trump. MAGA and Trump was the vehicle that the founders, that the oligarchs like Elon Musk and every other rich billionaire who drafted Project 2025 used to gain power. It's not about MAGA and Trump, it's about Project 2025 and about creating a dystopia that is for them. A two-class system. And if you're not in that 1%, if you're not in the oligarchy, you will just be subject to ridicule, scrutiny, life of poverty, scraping to make ends meet. It's going to be us and them. And they will have the tools and the power to subjugate us just like Putin and the oligarchs have the power and the tools to subjugate their people in Russia. So it's not about MAGA and Trump winning this. It's about 2025. Project 2025. This is going to be tough times. It's going to be very tough times. It's going to be very, very tough times. And we all have to be mentally prepared and ready. In future videos, I'm going to go over some other things. We're going to talk about things, and we're definitely going to talk about the Democratic Party and how it needs to be reshaped for a future for us. And we're going to have to do a lot of soul searching as a country, because there's just too much unjust. And as Bernie Sanders says, and I don't agree with him often, but we are the wealthiest country in the world, and we can't even provide health care for our own citizens. That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. And we all know that. So we got a long road ahead. And if this sounds like doom and gloom, good, because I want you to take action. Don't be depressed. Don't be depressed. Don't be in despair. Be ready to be defiant, because that's how you're going to get through this. You've got to be defiant, because if we're going to make it and get out of this, we need to be defiant. We need to be defiant with the Democratic Party for them to reshape what we need them to be. And we need not to be delusional about our fellow Americans as well. Because if they were willing to stab our backs on 2024, this election day, they will be willing to stab our backs again later. One day at a time. Plan. Enjoy the time that you have right now. Enjoy this calm before the storm. Spend time with your family and your friends. Prepare. Sock money away, because it's going to get difficult. I will see you at the next video.